Have you ever found yourself lost in your own thoughts, spiraling into negativity? This is a phenomenon known as chatter, the constant internal dialogue that often veers towards worry, rumination, and catastrophization. This mental chatter is a familiar experience to many of us, and it's far more common than you might think. Chatter is the darker side of our inner voice. It's the incessant whisper that keeps you awake at night, the nagging thought that distracts you during the day, and the storm of self-doubts that clouds your judgment. This chatter can be a powerful tool for reflection and problem-solving, but it can also become a hindrance, leading us down a rabbit hole of negative self-talk. Our inner voice has a significant role in our mental lives. It helps us plan, solve problems, and it's crucial for self-control. It aids us in simulating future scenarios and underpins the stories we tell ourselves about who we are and the world around us. It's an essential tool that has helped us survive and thrive as a species. However, like any tool, when used ineffectively, it can become detrimental. When our inner voice spirals into chatter, it can consume our attention, create friction in our relationships, and lead to a myriad of negative impacts on our mental and physical health. It can keep our stress responses elevated, causing us to feel irritable, aggressive, and overwhelmed. But here's the crucial point. The goal isn't to eliminate chatter entirely. After all, our inner voice, when used constructively, can be a powerful ally. Instead, the challenge lies in learning how to manage and harness our inner voice positively. It's about finding ways to guide this internal dialogue towards reflection and problem-solving, rather than letting it devolve into unproductive worry and rumination. This requires a toolkit of strategies, each tailored to our individual needs and circumstances. It's about personalizing our approach to managing chatter and turning what can often feel like a burden into a beneficial tool. So remember, experiencing chatter doesn't make you weak. It's a fundamental aspect of the human condition. The key is not to eliminate chatter, but to learn how to manage and harness it positively. You might be surprised to learn that we spend a significant portion of our waking hours not in the present moment, often engaged in self-talk. This internal dialogue, this chatter, is as common as the air we breathe, as constant as the ticking of a clock. It's the voice that narrates our daily lives, offering a running commentary on everything from the mundane to the profound. Now, this isn't necessarily a bad thing. In fact, our inner voice can be a powerful tool for planning and reflection. It helps us make sense of the past, prepare for the future, and navigate the complexities of the present. It's like having a personal advisor that's always on call, ready to weigh the pros and cons, to consider the what-ifs and the maybes. But there's a flip side to this coin. Just as our inner voice can guide us, it can also lead us astray. That's when it spirals into chatter, into negative self-talk. When this happens, our internal dialogue takes on a critical, even harmful tone. It magnifies our flaws, amplifies our fears, and fuels our insecurities. It turns molehills into mountains and whispers worst-case scenarios into our ears. Consider for a moment a time when you made a mistake, perhaps a minor blunder at work or a misunderstanding with a friend. How did your inner voice react? Did it offer constructive feedback, or did it berate you, replaying the incident over and over in your mind, each time adding a layer of guilt, a dash of regret? This is the paradox of chatter. On one hand, it's an essential part of our cognitive machinery, enabling us to process information, solve problems, and make decisions. On the other hand, when left unchecked, it can become a source of stress, anxiety, and self-doubt, impeding our ability to function effectively and enjoy life. So, what's the purpose of this seemingly incessant inner voice? Our inner voice, or chatter, is believed to serve an important survival function. This statement sets the stage for our exploration into the evolutionary purpose and functions of our inner voice. Let's delve deeper into what exactly these are. From an evolutionary perspective, our inner voice has been instrumental in our survival as a species. It has aided us in navigation, problem-solving, and communication. Imagine our ancestors navigating through uncharted territories, their inner voice guiding them, helping them make decisions and facilitating communication with others. But the role of the inner voice doesn't stop there. It serves a myriad of functions in our day-to-day lives. One of these is its role in our verbal working memory system. It's the voice that repeats a phone number or an address until we write it down or input it into our GPS. It's the voice that helps us remember the items on our grocery list when we've forgotten to write it down. Our inner voice also plays a crucial role in simulating future events. It allows us to visualize different scenarios, weigh potential outcomes, and plan accordingly. It helps us prepare for job interviews, anticipate the reactions of others, and even plan our responses in various situations. And then there's the deeply personal aspect of our inner voice. It assists in forming our life narratives and identities. It's the voice that tells us who we are, what we've been through, and where we're going. It helps us make sense of our past, present, and future, weaving together the threads of our experiences into a coherent narrative. In essence, our inner voice is a powerful tool. It aids us in navigating the world around us, solving problems, planning for the future, and understanding who we are. It's a constant companion, a guide, and a narrator of our lives. However, when this chatter spirals out of control, it can have negative impacts. This is where we need to learn how to manage our inner voice, to harness its power for good, and to prevent it from leading us down a path of endless worry and rumination. Uncontrolled chatter can consume our attention, creating friction in relationships and leading to irritability. Just like a radio that's stuck on a static-filled station, incessant chatter in our minds can become a significant distraction, making it challenging to concentrate on the task at hand. This can affect our productivity and overall satisfaction in life. But the effects of chatter are not confined to our minds alone. It has a way of seeping into our relationships, causing friction and misunderstandings. Imagine having a conversation with a loved one, but instead of truly listening, you're preoccupied with your own inner dialogue. This can lead to misinterpretations and conflict, straining the bonds we share with others. Moreover, the constant barrage of negative self-talk can lead to heightened irritability. When the mind is always filled with chatter, it's like being in a room filled with incessant noise, with no place to escape. This can make us more sensitive to minor annoyances, leading to displaced aggression and a generally sour mood. But the effects of chatter go even deeper, impacting our physical health. When we're constantly ruminating over worries or catastrophizing future events, our bodies respond by keeping our stress responses elevated. This chronic activation of the stress response can have severe health effects, including weakened immunity, digestive issues, and even heart disease. It's important to realize that chatter is not just a harmless byproduct of our thinking process. It's like a weed in the garden of our minds, and if left unchecked, it can take over, stifling our growth and well-being. It's a silent enemy, gnawing at our peace of mind, our relationships, and our health. But don't despair. While the negative impacts of chatter can be daunting, they are not insurmountable. Just as a garden infested with weeds can be restored to its former glory with some care and effort, so too can our minds be freed from the clutches of chatter. But don't worry, there are science-backed ways to manage chatter. Stay tuned to learn more about these strategies in the next segment. Various strategies can help manage chatter, involving personal techniques, social interactions, and environmental factors. Let's delve into this science-based toolkit that can turn the tide on negative self-talk. Firstly, rituals can serve as a pivotal tool. They may seem trivial or superfluous, but their impact on our mental landscape is profound. Engaging in rituals can restore a sense of control and order when we're feeling overwhelmed by chatter. These rituals can be as simple as brewing a cup of tea every morning, going for a daily run, or even writing down your thoughts in a journal. The key is consistency. By performing these actions regularly, we create a safe mental space that anchors us amidst the storm of self-doubt and worry. Secondly, leveraging social interactions can help manage chatter. Confiding in a trusted friend, family member, or counselor can provide a fresh perspective on our inner dialogue. Moreover, the act of vocalizing our thoughts can often help us see them for what they are, just thoughts. They are not definitive truths about ourselves or our future. Thirdly, we can harness environmental factors to our advantage. Spending time in nature, for instance, can provide a perceptual vastness that helps to shrink our problems down to size. It's a gentle reminder of our place in the grand scheme of things, helping us to see our worries in a more balanced perspective. At the heart of these strategies is mindfulness, the practice of being present in the moment. By focusing on the here and now, we can mute the incessant chatter that often keeps us stuck in the past or anxious about the future. Remember, these are not one-size-fits-all solutions. What works wonders for one person might not resonate with another. It's about trial and error, exploring different tools, and finding what resonates with you. As we wrap up this segment, let's remember, chatter is a part of being human. It's not a sign of weakness or a flaw. Our goal isn't to silence our inner voice, but to cultivate a healthier relationship with it. Remember, no single tool works universally. The challenge lies in finding what best suits you. The key to managing chatter effectively lies in personalization. As we've learned, the inner voice can be a double-edged sword. It can guide us, helping us navigate the world, or it can spiral into negative self-talk, causing harm. But here's the crucial part. There's no one-size-fits-all solution to managing chatter. Science has given us a toolbox full of strategies, but the challenge is identifying which combination of these tools works best for you. It's about understanding your unique needs and tailoring your approach accordingly. Some might find solace in engaging in rituals, restoring a sense of control and order when chatter becomes overwhelming. Others might prefer to lean on social interactions, seeking comfort and perspective from those they feel connected to. And then there are environmental factors. Maybe you find serenity in nature, or perhaps you need the hustle and bustle of a busy city to distract your mind. It's all about exploring and experimenting until you find what works best for you. Remember, it's not about silencing the inner voice. That voice is a part of you. It's about learning to manage it, to steer it in a direction that serves you rather than hinders you. It's about taking that chatter and transforming it into a constructive conversation. In this journey of personalization, it's essential to be patient and kind to yourself. There will be days when the chatter seems louder, when it's harder to manage, but don't be disheartened. Each step you take, each tool you try, brings you closer to understanding your inner voice and using it to your advantage. As we wrap up, let's remind ourselves of one crucial thing. Experiencing chatter does not make you weak. It's a fundamental part of being human. The focus should be on learning how to manage and harness our inner voice positively. It's a journey, a process of self-discovery and growth. And remember, you're not alone in this. We all have that inner voice. We all experience chatter. The key is learning to navigate it, to turn it into a source of strength rather than a source of stress. Voiceover. As we venture towards the end of this enlightening journey, let's take a moment to reflect on what we've learned. We've unraveled the concept of chatter, understood its prevalence, and explored its evolutionary purpose. We've acknowledged its potential negative impacts, but more importantly, we've discovered a science-based toolkit to manage it. We've realized the significance of personalizing these tools to our unique needs and preferences. Remember, chatter is not an enemy to be silenced, but a companion to be understood. It is a shared experience, a universal human phenomenon that binds us all. Let's embrace this shared journey, learn from it, and use it to strengthen our mental resilience. The journey doesn't end here. It's an ongoing process of self-discovery, growth, and adaptation. Let's continue to explore this fascinating world of inner voices together, turning our chatter into a source of strength and positivity. And as we embark on this shared journey, remember that you're not alone. We're all in this together. So let's share our experiences, our insights, and our learnings. Let's support each other in navigating the enchanting labyrinth of our inner voices. So we invite you to join our community, to be part of this shared journey. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more insightful videos like this one. Let's continue this journey together, embracing our chatter and turning it into a source of strength and positivity. Together, we can turn the volume down on negative self-talk and amplify the constructive conversation within us all.